Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. I am so happy to be back and react to Moon Knight Season 1 Episode 2. I have to say I waited impatiently for this episode to air because the first episode left me incredibly intrigued and curious. I have so many questions. I didn't understand many things. As I said, I didn't read the Marvel comic, so I don't know what is going to happen and what is the plot basically, which is nice, because I can be surprised and I can enjoy the story as a newbie. But still, it's really very frustrating sometimes when you don't understand certain things. I'm curious to find out who is Mark because I didn't get an answer to that question. I figure out it's kinda like some other personality of Steven, but I want to get to know his story and also I want to know the story on the origin of the Moon Knight power and how Steven got it. So yeah, those are pretty much my big questions right now. I was very impressed by the first episode and by the transformation at the end of it when we see the Moon Knight for the very first time. I thought it looked very cool and I'm curious to see where this episode will pick up. So I won't talk anymore for now, let's just get into the reaction. So it seems like for right now we are back in the beginning. Basically, he's waking up and I suppose, is not remembering what just happened. Hmm. Okay, I was mistaken. He does remember and he's trying to basically contact his other self. Well, this Mark guy doesn't seem like the submissive type, so sure, he's not going to listen to you, unfortunately, and do what you want. So he also knows that this wasn't a dream because there is too much of a coincidence. He dreamt about the disaster at the museum, and suddenly when he wakes up, it has been a disaster at the museum. I bet all my money the cameras are not going to show anything. I don't know if they'll show an error or if these creatures he saw are invisible to the others, which I suppose is the most probable option, but let's see. Boo! I'm so sorry for him, but of course it was obvious the others are not going to see those creatures. So unfortunately, he's pretty much alone in this. Well, he's not alone in this. He has his other persona, basically this Mark, but still it's obvious that he just can't tell this kind of stuff to normal people. They are not going to believe him, and with his luck, they are probably going to lock him in some hospital. He basically, I mean, I don't know what's the correct term, but possessed by Mark in that moment. Also, brilliant acting. Playing two different characters must be very hard, so I give him amazing props. He does an amazing job. You can tell just by the expression of his face when he's Mark or when he's Steven. I told you they will want him to lock him with the same people. Poor him. This is very funny and true for him. I mean, yep. But he probably shouldn't say that. They are going to think he's just hearing voices in his head. Well, he is hearing voices in his head, but not those kind of voices. Okay, I'm really curious what he's going to find. I have no idea. I suppose something related to his other persona, to Mark, some personal objects of him, but let's see. So it does seem like I was right. I mean, it does look like, just normal personal things of someone, and I suppose they are marks. So I was right. These are Mark's things. It's interesting because we get closer to discovering this secret and discovering this person's identity and history. I didn't expect them to have a full-on conversation so early, and I am excited for it. They have completely different personalities and points of view, so their dynamic must be very interesting. I was about to ask who this Khonshu is, but since that they are ahead of me, so they will explain all of this. Okay, so this is interesting, not what I imagined, but seems like we are getting lots of answers this episode, which I like. This sounds like a terrible idea, but okay. So those creatures are following him again, I suppose, and they're going to attack. He doesn't really have other choice but let Mark, get control over his body. I know he's trying his best, but he's not going to get very far. He needs Mark's power if he's going to get out of this. He can't fight on his own. Jesus Christ! Okay, so now he's meeting a person that knows him from where he was. Mark, was this the girl he talked with on the phone? I suppose not, but who is she? Okay. The suit, is she referring to the suit, the Moon Knight suit we saw in the first episode or something like that? So it's like a weapon then can he use, or is it something that only Mark can use? Look at his shocked face. I mean, she seems very nice, and I suppose it's going to help him a lot because she knows a lot of things that he doesn't, but at the same time, she's Mark's wife. So when she will find out that he's not really Mark, is she going to turn against him? Let's see. Okay, so they have a lot in common. Is Mark going to be jealous, or what is it? Because I really don't understand. I suppose those are divorce papers. I mean, by the look of it. So he did manage to stop Pisces. I suppose Mark, she's his wife, well, soon ex-wife. I do think she cares about her, and she's telling him to stop for a good reason. And it's true, I don't think people that find out about their secret can be safe. Too late. I mean, come on, Steven, you can do better than this. Okay, so she knows what is it and helped Mark get it. Okay, so where are they taking him? Because that's not the police or anything like that, and they are clearly not policemen. Okay, so they are all working for that creepy dude. He's honestly done. I mean, his only chance is his wife, whatever, to come and save him or to let Mark take over, which would be very wise in this moment. I mean, he needs to admit he needs help. Listen, you can do that, and you are in big trouble. I mean, I understand his motives, and he's very honorable, but his life is in danger, and if he wants to live and survive, he has to let Mark help him. Mean and rude, and F you did. That's a great description of Steven. He's trying his best to be a good person and to always do what is morally right. And I admire that a lot in him. There are not many people in this time that try to be so good. I mean, honestly, right in this moment, the lecture seems very justified and he seems right. But let's just remember we saw him kill a woman just last episode just because his word scare, his arm turned red. I mean, what was that? He can try to look almighty and just, but we all know there seems to be a lot of evil in him too. Okay, so that explains a lot why he knows much about this Khonshu. Now I'm more interested in how he managed to, escape and not be his avatar anymore. Yeah, we saw you do that last episode when you killed that woman, but that also means you are killing innocent people that haven't done anything wrong yet. Am I wrong? Okay, so they can be free. I mean, when this council decides that that he is done with them, they can be liberated. So I suppose that's what Mark wants. He wants to finish whatever job he has to do, so he will be free and go to his normal life. Yeah, exactly my point. This is a perfect moment to let Mark possess him or whatever because it seems like he can escape this situation. Why is she there? I mean, doesn't she realize she's in big trouble? Did she hear all the conversation? Because at least now, she knows Steven is telling the truth, but why would she put herself in such danger? Of course, she has no idea what that means. So that's the reason, she put herself in this kind of vulnerable moment and dangerous moment because she thought that he's going to save her, but he can't. I mean, not as himself. He still needs to let Mark take control, I suppose. She's incredibly cool. I love her already. Okay, so this is the ship, I guess. Nice. I think he looks adorable. He is the most adorable baby on the planet. I love how we get this point of view where we also can see, this crazy dog from hell, whatever it's called. I didn't get the name. I think it's even scarier when we can see him and we see it from her point of view or another normal person point of view. I don't know what's the deal with this suit, and I suppose, of course, she didn't summon the right suit, but she needs to do something quickly. That is also true. I mean, he really needs to think that he's trying to do the right thing, but in this moment, this weird creature could hurt anyone. Yeah, finally, I'm glad that he arrived at that decision because things are really, really getting dangerous now. But also, I'm curious to see more of Mark in action. Did literally he helped you find it and you are going to kill him? This dude is insane. This is nice. I really love the roles are reversed, and now Steven is the one who talks in the mirror. It's amazing. They basically can have a dialogue anytime, and Steven can be aware of the things Mark does. This moment with them fighting in the mirror was brilliant. And now we see the dialogue between Mark and Khonshu. He's right, she does want his wife. And he's basically in a cage because if he's going to be free, he's going to take his wife anyway. So what can he do? Can he convince Khonshu to choose another host? Because I don't see another solution. Or he is damned to be his host forever to save his wife. Man, this is terrible. Okay, wow. So that was the end of the episode. I am very intrigued. Is the rest of the action going to happen in Egypt? Will Steven wake up in Egypt as well? It's unexpected, I have to say. I mean, I know all of it involves and revolves around Egypt and Egyptian mythology, but I didn't expect to get literally to Egypt so early. So that makes me more and more curious about what is going to happen next. Conclusions, I did actually find out a lot of answers. I didn't expect it. Now I understand, more what is happening. So this is basically a battle of the gods, each with their human host. Pretty interesting plot until then. I'm curious what is going to happen. I'm also curious to see more of the power that the Moon Knight have, because I have to say, he's pretty cool. Please leave me in the comments what you thought of this episode, your opinion, your suggestion, and if you like this reaction, please give it a like and consider subscribing to my channel. I will see you guys soon for the next episode. Until then, wherever you are in the world, thank you so much for watching this reaction. Bye bye guys.